everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and if you will notice, the setup is a little bit different. For the next couple months, you're going to see videos where it's like just varying settings of all sorts because I'm kind of in the middle of a few different IRL life events. So just bear with me, it'll be different backgrounds for some of the videos, some of them will be the same if I've pre-recorded those. So if you see that I am not in front of my bookcase, you'll know that those are the ones like I'm filming in the moment. I wanted to talk to you today about my May TBR. I knew that like May was coming up, but the fact that it's here now is frankly very alarming. I have a huge TBR, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it, honestly. I know that my reading for May and June and July is going to be very different than it was for January through April. January through April was a push because I knew that these events were happening in May, June, and July, so that's why I was kind of making sure to read as much as I could, which means that I have no brain cells left for the summer months, essentially. But the reading will be different for those months. So I don't think I will actually get to all of these books. So I'm just going to prepare myself. I have a lot of planned buddy reads for May, so I'm just going to go through them all. I'm supposed to read Darling with Fadwa from Word Wonders. I'm really excited for Darling because I haven't read as many Peter Pan retellings. Also, the ones that I've read have kind of been a little bit meh, but I really love the author, Kay Ancrum, and I loved The Weight of the Stars. So I'm excited for Darling because I hope that I can, continue my love of the author. And I know that Fadwa really loves Kay Ancrum because Fadwa really loved also The Wicker King, which is one of my 12 Friends 12 books. So I'm just so excited. This will be the perfect kind of mushing, melding kind of thing for Darling, essentially. The next one is The Chosen the Beautiful. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Sarah, Lyrical Reads. I'm really excited about this because it's supposed to have adoption rep, and I am a transracial adoptee, if you didn't know. So I'm very excited for The Chosen the Beautiful because it's like a great Gatsby BIPOC retelling, I think also meets adoption. So it just has all of these different things I love kind of smushed up into one. I'm not a huge fan of The Great Gatsby. I'm just gonna say that now. I didn't love it reading in high school. I don't love it now. It's just been one of those classic books, I guess, that I don't necessarily really love. Maybe if I reread it now, I'd feel differently, but I don't want to make any promises. Next one is Rising Like a Storm, and I'm buddy reading this with Fana. It is the sequel to Hunted by the Sky. I really liked Hunted by the Sky when I read it, and I remember also not seeing that much hype for it. So I'm just really excited because reading sequels, especially since I haven't reread the first of the series, it's always a fun process, and I love buddy reading so much because it allows you to bounce ideas and opinions and concepts kind of off someone else. And reading as a book blogger and reading arcs, it's hard to find those perfect combinations. So I'm really excited to read Rising Like a Storm because I remember really enjoying Hunted by the Sky, but there are a few things with world building, I think, that I was a little bit confused by, and I had some lingering questions. So hopefully they are answered in Rising Like a Storm. The next one is A Chorus Rises, and I'm buddy reading this with Camila. I'm also currently right now buddy reading You've Reached Sam with Camila. I don't think that I will finish You've Reached Sam by May. I don't think we will, according to our pace, so that will, pop its way into May. But I'm so excited for A Chorus Rises. All I really know is that it's kind of, I think, a sequel to A Song Below Water, which I loved, hands down. Love that book so much. And so the covers for these books are just gorgeous. Bethany Morrow has been one of those authors that I've made a point to continue to read when I can. I first read A Song Below Water, so that's actually the first one. But I'm also really excited for Morrow's Little Women remixed retelling kind of thing. I'm excited to continue with the series, and I actually haven't read the synopsis for a lot of these books because, it comes onto my radar and I write it down and I request it and I get it, and then sometimes I forget kind of what it's about or why. But for this one, Bethany C. Morrow, auto buy, that was it. And the next one is Black Leopard Red Wolf. I'm actually reading this with my IRL book club, so it's not like a buddy read in the sense that we'll read it at the same pace, but I kind of included it in this because that is a kind of buddy read-esque experience. I'm excited for that one. I got an arc of it way back when it was published, essentially. but I just didn't get to it. And so I'm excited that our book club chose that. Also, I do want to mention that I think I'm supposed to buddy read Our Violent Ends with Read by Tiffany. So Tiffany from Read by Tiffany. I don't know what else I can say except I'm so freaking excited. I recently just posted about These Violent Delights, and it brought back this wave of emotion as the ending. It just brought back all of these emotions of love and joy and angst, and like I'm ready for it. Essentially, I got back in the headspace. I'm ready for it. Just to mention, the Backlist Bookworms also will have a May pick. I'm not exactly sure what it is at the time of filming this, so just know that I'll probably read that one for May as well. Books that I have to read for like tour commitments or publisher like agreements, things where a publisher just contacted me and I've agreed to read a book, not just, I've requested an ARC on NetGalley. The first one is Witch's Heart. I'm on a blog tour for this one. I'm just really excited because I've heard that's kind of a Norse mythology-esque with witches, and I've seen this author around on Twitter too, so I'm just so intrigued by it. And when Titan Books emailed me, it was already on my radar. I'd already kind of put it on my bookish wish list. So I was kind of like, okay, sure, I'm excited about it. I have way too many commitments, way too many blog tour kind of ideas swirling around, but yes, I'm excited for it. The next one is also another book tour from Titan Books, and it's Lights of Prague. I've been looking forward to the Lights of Prague forever. All I really know is that it gives me like a very dark fantasy vibe-esque. And I know that Mike Lasagna, so Mike from Twitter, who is a friend of mine, really, really loves this book and or is very excited for this book. And when someone I know has a really great recommendation or is really excited for a book, I basically know that I should try to read it or try to put it on my radar or try to, have it around in my life. And so when the blog tour invite came up, I was just so happy to accept. The next ones are actually the only two ones I have with me, and they are two chunky books from Orbit. So thank you, Orbit, for sending these to me. And it is The Jasmine Throne. I'm so excited for The Jasmine Throne because Tasha Suri is an auto-buy author. I've loved Realm of Ash and Empire of Sand, and so I'm just really excited for Jasmine Throne. It promises like sapphic enemies-esque vibes to maybe lovers-esque vibes, and it just is like one of those perfect meldings of all the things I really love. And as I said, Tasha Suri is an auto-buy author. Orbit Books this year is coming out so strong with books that I love and books that I'm excited for, so here you go. And the next one, which is also from Orbit, is coming out in June, so I should read it in May, is For the Wolf. I'm excited for this Red Riding Hood-esque retelling. I don't see enough Red Riding Hood retellings that I really like. That was the caveat, I needed that I really like. And I'm excited for this one. Oh, my nails kind of match the cover. I'm excited for this one because I just trust Orbit now so much with my reading preferences. And I've also been looking forward to this book for a really long time since I kind of saw the author around Twitter and then the hype for it. And it's just such a gorgeous cover. And yeah, why do I keep wanting to say Red Wolf? Red Riding Hood retellings are kind of where I feel like right now that I'm at. I always love a good retelling, and so I'm just so excited for the Wolf. And the final one on this kind of publisher blog tour-esque kind of chunk of this is Raya and the Blood of the Nectar. I think I mentioned this in my last TBR video. I didn't get to read it. I don't know if you realize that. I got really good in April about not reading books on my TBR, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll see in my April wrap-up, but that's how I feel at least. And so I don't really know what else to say except for I haven't read it yet. And it comes out in June, and I gotta read it. Like, I think it also comes out on June 1st. So I really, really have to read it in May. The next one I want to mention is my 12 Friends, 12 Books pick for May, and that's Gabby, A Girl in Pieces. Carmen from Tomes and Textiles recommended this one to me, and I'm just really excited for it because it's something that I had no idea about. A lot of the other books, I kind of heard about the author or heard about the book or, like kind of it rang a bell, and this one totally didn't. And so I'm just really excited for it because it's kind of fun to read a book that or that someone's recommended to you that you know nothing about, and you just go into it completely unaware and unprepared. So this is me. That is it. And then the final ones are arcs that I want to read. I'm just always looking down at my notes. The first one has to be Of Princes and Promises by Sandaya Menon. I'm excited for this one because it's the sequel to Of Curses and Kisses. And it's one of those ones where it's not like, I'm pretty sure you don't have to read Of Curses and Kisses directly because it's in the same world and it has kind of side character-esques. Kind of a little bit like the Dimple kind of series-esque, maybe. But I haven't read it yet, so I don't know. But I'm really excited for that one because Of Curses and Kisses was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast, and I actually really enjoyed Of Curses and Kisses. So I'm excited for Of Princes and Promises. The next one is Sunny Song Will Never Be Famous. Suzanne Park is another of my auto-buy authors. I'm just so excited for this one. I'm excited for all of these books, essentially. It's great also that May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So I'm trying to, feature all of these Asian authored releases. I realized that it was that May was like the month when I was looking at all of these releases that were coming out in May, and I was like, wow, so many of them are by Asian authors. And then I was like, wait, is this a sign? So I think that maybe that's a reason why. I don't know. I'm always looking out for Asian authored books anyway, so it might just be, me doing me things. But anyway, this is the perfect melding of Suzanne Park, another YA from Suzanne Park. I really love The Perfect Escape, which is by Suzanne Park. And so all of these things are swirling out to be a perfect storm, I hope. The next one is Ace of Spades. I've been excited for Ace of Spades since I heard about it. I met the author at Yalk, like, randomly. It was so one of those like out of body experiences where I think I ended up saying hello to, I think, a diva. I can't remember exactly who. And then when I kind of sat with them in a panel, I think, everyone kind of introduced themselves when we were sitting together. And I was like, wait, I think that was kind of my I don't even know what to describe it. My thought process is one of those things where someone was like, hi, my name's Lily, right? And then you're like, oh, hi, my name, well, in this situation, my name is also Lily. And then it's like, wait, kind of like that Spider-Man meme, essentially. So that's kind of how it felt. And I've been really excited for Ace of Spades since it was announced, like, all of these different things. And so I just can't wait for this book. I hate that sometimes I get arcs really early and then because of my schedule, I just can't really read them. I'm trying to be a lot better about them because that's kind of where my mood reading heart wants to go. But such is such. And so I'm just really excited for Ace of Spades. I already bought the Illumicrate debut box and I really think I've already, like, maybe pre-ordered the US edition. I love both of those covers just so much and I'm ready for it. And the final one on the list, which I say final and I feel kind of like, oh, is it the final? It doesn't seem like that many. And then I look it down at my list and I realize there's a lot of books on this list. Anyway, the final one is We Can't Keep Meaning Like This by Rachel Lynn Solomon, who is an auto-buy author. I've read all except one. I actually probably should just read that one so that I could be like, I've read all of Rachel Lynn Solomon's books. So, future me, please do that. Anyway, I'm just so excited because Today, Tonight, Tomorrow was one of those, like, it's one of those books that feels kind of like a comfort read for me, essentially. And all these tropes together just mixed it up and made just a fantastic book. And yeah, all I really need to know is Rachel Lynn Solomon, and I'm down. Like, I'm just totally down, essentially. And that's kind of just how I feel. So I don't even know that much about We Can't Keep Meaning Like This, except Rachel Lynn Solomon. So that brings me to the end of my May TBR. It's a chunky TBR. I want to get through all of those books. I don't think I will. And also on Trello, because that's how I organize all my arcs, I can see all of these priority arcs, June arcs, July, everything kind of laid out for me. And it's just so sad when I know that I'm not going to get to all of them. And I know I didn't get to all of them for May, which feels really awful already, like, to my soul. But it just kind of is how it is, and I don't want to get bogged down in a month, essentially. So that's kind of why I create a priority TBR Trello list, so I can say, okay, these are the 10 books I want to prioritize for June, and when I get through those 10, which I often do, then I'll move on to that list. But it just, it like gets me deep in the heart. So that was the end of my May TBR. I hope you enjoyed. Again, sorry for these settings. Anyway, have a great day, and I will see you in the next setting change video. Bye.